no matter where we are, she sings. She has this record, like.
Always selling you.
Yes, it's like, you just Google her. Just Google her.
So excited to talk to you. Like I said, this is all about you and your journey in music and how you got to where you are now. And we'll talk about the new single, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Red Bottoms and Lingerie. And so first
So,
off,
yeah, you're Adam?
I'm Adam. Yeah.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Why don't you tell me where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a native New Yorker. And all my life I lived in Brooklyn up until about 1999. And that's when I moved to Long Island. And then I've been in Long Island pretty much ever since. Okay. But now I'm moving to Georgia.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, how did you get into music?
Well, I've been singing probably as I began to talk. My dad was a singer professionally. He also was a lieutenant on the fire department in New York City as well.
Wow.
And and he sang all the time, of course. And he also made a few records and stuff. So I was always just engrossed in music from the time I was born. So it was, I guess, like a natural progression. Yeah. And that's how it started for me. But I didn't sing professionally until about 2014, 2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did stuff behind the scenes because my parents weren't too, they didn't want me to be in the music industry. They felt I needed to go to school and, get a great job and stuff like that. Yeah, because my father got burned in the music industry. So,
he did.
Yeah, so he didn't want his daughter to have to go through that. And I mean, was it the right thing to do? I mean, yes. At the time, I didn't feel that it was as a kid, but as an adult, I'm thankful because of the path my life took. So, like, I'm secure.
Sure.
Financially and everything because I went to school, because I worked a career that I just retired from. And I'm able to do my music and do whatever I need to do as far as that's concerned, and then have the money to also invest in my label and everything. So, and then if God forbid the music didn't continue to grow, I still have something solid to back me up.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, that is smart to have that backup, that net backup plan a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm thankful for that. Initially, I was very angry, of course, as a teenager or a kid, because I felt like, oh, you guys don't want me to do anything, the typical.
Sure.
But but in hindsight, I'm thankful.
Yeah. So was your dad a professional singer prior to joining the fire department, or was it kind of something that came?
He actually was doing both at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was he was shopping for a deal, and Arthur Prysock, which I don't know, that might be an artist that everyone doesn't know, but like he's from like the older generation, and Billy Eckstine. They kind of like blackballed him because they felt that he sounded too much like them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So he got a bitter taste in his mouth because he wasn't able to take it to the next level.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you were kind of deterred away from taking that path, and you said you were doing stuff in the industry just behind the scenes, or you were doing something completely different?
I had owned studios and film companies. Wow. And I also managed artists and stuff like that. I'm still a concert promoter. I mean, not it's COVID now, things are starting to open back up, but
sure,
I promote concerts and what else? I've done some behind the scenes production work, not too much of that, but just a lot of artist support stuff, you know.
That's
So I
awesome.
think so I was always involved in music anyway, although I
Right.
wasn't
In
singing.
front of the yeah, in
Yeah,
the front.
yeah.
Got
Hmm.
you. That's cool. I mean, at least you found an in and you're able to
Yeah,
still do what you kind of or do what you love and make money. Right.
right. Yeah. And I really enjoyed the business end of it.
Uh-huh.
Um, it just, I don't know, I just like to put the pieces together.
Sure.
And it's benefited me now as an artist because up until like a year and a half ago, I was self-managed. So I was able to negotiate for myself, be able to handle all my distribution, handle this, handle that, and handle all of the business. And because I was able to do it because I've already done it for other
Right.
people. So it was beneficial to me, you know, now as an artist, knowing what to look out for, knowing what's good, what's bad, and so on and so forth. So yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
knowledge is
say,
power.
doing all that, I'm sure was very beneficial for you when it came to when you decided to become an artist because you kind of already knew the ropes
Yeah,
as far as the back end of it.
yeah,
And
yeah. So yeah, that's how it all came about. And then in 2014, a friend of mine wrote a poem, brought it to me, and that was it was called Say Yes. And it just didn't have the structure.
uh-huh.
So I rewrote some and changed the verse, wrote a different verse, and Michael Westbrooks, which is the producer on that record, he produced most of my catalog. We came together and we put this song out, and it dropped in 2015. And you know, I didn't really have. I hate to say it, I didn't have like the biggest expectations because it was like the first song,
Uh-huh.
and that song took off.
Yeah. I mean, it has a
Yeah,
ton of streams. When did you start
yeah.
seeing it take off? Like almost instantly?
Yeah, it caught on like really well, like right away, and then it began to build from there and then spread, and then commercial radio picked it up. So they were playing it here, you know, in the United States, and then they picked it up abroad.
Wow.
So yeah, so it really did well, you
What
know.
was it
So
like to hear your song on the radio?
surreal. Yeah,
Sure.
like wow, that's me. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And then we decided to do like a remix, a reggae remix to it, which did well too.
Uh-huh.
And you know, of course, they played it all over the Caribbean. They played it here in the United States, in the UK, and a few other places, and that did well too. So it was like, wow, you know, your first crack at it
Yeah.
was pretty good, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how it began. And that remix is produced by Joe Lindsay, and he did like the other half of my catalog.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you take your first crack at it and it does that well. Obviously, it's pretty validating for you and your music career.
yeah, it was humbling. Yeah. I was really happy with that. So I decided to just keep putting out music.
Is that
So
when you started to take it as like, let's do this professionally, like full force?
yeah. I made up my mind when I released that single that it's something that I did want to do professionally.
Okay.
Um it's something that I don't want to stop doing because I've always had the passion for it and I just love it so much. You know, although, you know, sometimes it gets frustrating, the politics, and sometimes you're like, you know, why am I doing this? You know, but
Right.
then it brings the music brings you back. It brings you back. That's like my ground zero. So yeah, it's something I just never want to stop,
Uh-huh.
you know. Yeah.
How was your what was your family's reaction to like the success of the song?
Oh my God. Well, my dad, he passed in 1989.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
yeah,
So he
so he
wasn't able
didn't.
to see the
Yeah, he's been gone since like forever. But my mom is my biggest, when I say my biggest cheerleader, like she's always right there, front row, no matter where we are. You know, she sings. You know, she has this record. Like,
Always selling you.
yes, it's like you just Google her. Just Google her.
That's
So
awesome.
it's like it's so like it's great. I'm happy that I have her along the journey with me and that she's able to see this happen because I know she's just like ecstatic. Yeah. So my family, they think it's great. Yeah, they do.
That's
Hmm.
incredible. That's really incredible. And then so you obviously just kept releasing music throughout
Yeah.
the years. You had a couple you had a single in 2016 and then a few in like one in 2018, 2019, and then the most recent one. Was there like were you kind of just working at those one songs? Like were you you probably were still working your other job? Is that what was?
Oh yeah. I'm retired from Nassau County Police Department.
Oh wow.
And I was a sergeant, a detective sergeant in the detective division. So
Oh my gosh, that's
it,
incredible.
it's a demanding position and
I can't even
a lot
imagine.
of responsibility. So I was kind of splitting myself between my music world, my family, and work and the law. So,
Wow.
I always like working, like, the Christmas album, I got a mixtape out there,
Yeah.
like, but time, yeah, could be an issue. And trust me, I didn't sleep much through these years. Like,
I can't even imagine.
yeah,
Like,
no
what a
sleep.
demanding career path.
Yeah, yeah. So now that I have parted ways with the law end of my life and
Uh-huh.
closed that chapter. Now, I'm moving. I'm gearing up to just be full time in my music, which I don't want to call it. I wasn't really part time because I was definitely engaged, but it's just at a different level. Like
Sure.
now, yeah, now it's like, you know, I don't want to say, but it's those things to the wall, you
Right,
know?
right, 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 right. Of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. I just pray that it just continues to move and the audience gets broader and more people get to know and love the music,
Hmm.
because yeah, I'm kind of eclectic. I have different styles because of all the musical influences that I've had growing up.
Hmm.
With my mom's side of the family's Caribbean, so I have that. My dad sang jazz standards. I'd sing jazz standards as well. I do hip hop. I do R&B, contemporary R&B, classic R&B. So it's like I'm kind of like a melting pot
Hmm.
of the music that I came up with. So came up, grew up with, I should say. So, which kind of leaves something for everybody to enjoy within my art. So, hopefully they'll continue to enjoy it.
Sure, sure. And then this, well, where were you when COVID hit? Were you working on this new record?
Yes, I did that video during COVID.
Oh, wow.
Uh, I did both of those videos, as I did two videos for this song during that time. I haven't stopped working through COVID, and I was deemed essential personnel, so I worked straight through it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I can't
The police
imagine.
department doesn't stop,
Right.
the medical doesn't stop, we still have to be out there. So it was just another day, so to speak, but we had to, of course, universal precautions and stuff like that and be safe. But I still worked through it. So it wasn't like if I got to work from home
Right, of course. You can't really be a detective from home.
no, no. I wish I could. I wish I could just, yeah, you guys, did you close that case? Okay, I'm gonna need to review it. All
Right.
right, I'm gonna respond to the scene from my house. No, it
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
quite work that
FaceTime
way.
me in.
Yeah, I had to be out there, and I still continued with my music, writing, coordinating for this song that's out now. I became a Grammy member during the COVID time.
Wow. How did you do that? What was that like?
It's a process.
Yeah, I'm
It's a
sure.
process. Yeah, you got a lot of I mean, they look at everything. You got to submit pretty much everything that you've done with music, and they have to be validated, and you have to be recommended by other board members or Grammy members. And so it was a long time coming. So that happened during COVID. Um, yeah, I just continued to work. I couldn't do, well, I actually did one performance, live performance in December, that passed. I think it was December 7th.
Okay.
And it was like a COVID social distancing concert. So
Oh, sure.
yeah. So I did that, which was pretty cool to do something where
Right.
you
At
could
least you got
kind
to
of see
perform.
people. You can't really touch people, but at least I got to perform on stage. Um, but other than that, I really couldn't get out and perform the way I would like to, because of
Sure.
COVID. But I did what I could, during that time.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And so you put out the record Red Bottoms and Lingerie. You have a feature on the song too, right?
I
Lil Flip.
do.
How did that relationship start?
Well, my manager, Michael Stemley, bought me the record, and he and I both, and my brother, which is my partner as well, Rodney Banks. We thought a feature would be good on the record. Like it was electric on its own, but I'm like, it'd be so much hotter with like a rap feature. So we were kind of like bouncing it around, and my manager, he was thinking a female. I'm thinking a male. And he was like, "Oh, it'd be hot with a female, a hot female." And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "Yeah, but it'll be hotter with a guy because then he can talk about what he wants to do to me in the red bottoms and lingerie." So it's like we're back and forth. I think that would have a better dynamic.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, long and short of it, he says, "What about Little Flip?" I say, "Okay." And so he contacts his management, and it all came together. He is insanely like talented,
Uh-huh.
and he submitted the verse, and we were blown away, and the rest was pretty much history. I mean, he was very easy to work with, very responsive, um respectable, just a good human being, period. So it's been a good like chemistry and journey with working on this record with him.
That's incredible. And then do you have more songs ready? Or like are you putting out an EP or a record
Yes,
or
I'm working on that now.
okay.
I'm in Georgia right now, taking care of. I'm just went in contract for a home. Now I have to go back home and record and pack up my other home.
Oh wow. Got a lot going
So
on.
yes, but I have a few that I've done already that I have to finish.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to finish up my EP by the summer. Well, it's summer. Well, not technically not until the end of May, but before the end of the summer, my EP will be done. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And
Hmm.
what about live shows?
Bless
Excuse me.
you. That's
Sorry.
okay.
I've had
Um,
allergies so bad. It's
oh,
been
this is the
crazy.
season. Yeah. When I
Fine.
come back to Atlanta, then I'll start my my tour
Oh, you have a
out
tour coming.
here. Yeah.
Very cool.
So I'll be doing um, you know, different adult clubs, do that because it's that type of record that would do well in like strip clubs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so I won't be taking anything off. So just FYI, don't come see me for that because
Uh,
there's gonna be plenty other women in there for you to look at. But I will be doing that circuit and also doing some concerts as well. as it opens up. Now, New York just opened up on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be booking some venues to also as a promoter.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I wanted to do Johnny Gill before we went into this COVID, because I had just done Keith Washington intro and Full Force and another independent artist, which is really great, Nathaniel. And that was right before we shut down. And that concert was great. And of course I performed, as one of the artists in that lineup.
Uh-huh.
And I want to do that again. I think I want to use that same event space. So now I'll be organizing a few shows from New York, Atlanta, wherever, is open, where I can actually get some concerts moving again. So those dates are coming. And, just follow my social media. You'll be able to keep up with what's coming up, and my website.
Cool. Well, I can't wait. It sounds like stuff's opening. I mean, yeah, it looks like stuff is starting to open up, which is good news for everybody.
Yes.
And thank you so much for doing this, Monique. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, Adam.
Yeah, I do have one last question for you. I want to know, do you have any advice for aspiring artists?
Yes. Just be yourself, work hard, keep your head down and work. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Forget what everybody else is doing. It's a waste of time and energy. Believe in your craft, practice, polish yourself, read, read the business publications, make sure that you understand the back end of the business. That's important. But you have to be confident in your gift. And that comes from practicing as well. That helps. The other thing is, artists tend to look at others and wonder why they're not doing as well, or, comparing themselves. As far as talent is concerned, and sometimes it's not about who's the most talented. It's about who's outworking the other person. So it's your work ethic at the end of the day that I think that, because you can't just have talent. Talent can only get you so far. So make sure that you have your work ethic in line, and you should be good.